Tonight's SmackDown opened with pure tension before the show even began because Drew McIntyre didn't just arrive. He arrived ready for war, but the only thing standing between him and the arena wasn't a wrestler. It was General Manager Nick Aldis, and what followed might be the most intense backstage confrontation of a year. Welcome back to Wrestling News WWE, your home for deep dive breakdowns, dramatic storytelling, and the most electrifying moments in wrestling. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let's jump straight into it. The camera cuts to the parking lot just as a black SUV screeches to a stop. The door swings open and out steps Drew McIntyre, focused, intense, not saying a single word. He slings his bag over his shoulder and heads toward the arena doors, but someone is already waiting for him. Nick Aldis, not smiling, not joking, arms crossed and clearly expecting this confrontation. Drew stops just inches away, staring all this down as if nothing in the world will keep him from entering that building. Drew says, calmly but with anger under the surface, "My suspension is over, I'm here to work." But Aldis shakes his head unmoved. "Drew, your suspension is still active, and that means you're not allowed inside tonight." The tension hits instantly, hot, heavy, and explosive. Drew takes one step forward, his jaw tightening. "Yeah, and I both know I've served my time. Step aside." But all this doesn't move, not even an inch. Just then two security guards walk in a frame, positioning themselves between Drew and the entrance point. One of them says, "Drew, you got to leave, orders from management." Drew doesn't look at all this anymore as he looks straight at security, frustration boiling in his eyes. "You think I want to fight you? No, I'm not doing this for him." He points at all this without even turning his head. "I'm doing it so you two get to go home safe tonight." The guards freeze at all this. His expression shifts, part warning, part respect, part frustration. Drew is a moment away from snapping, that a moment away from forcing his way inside, that a moment away from letting the rage that's been building for months explode all over SmackDown. But after a tense pause, Drew backs away, breath shaking, eyes locked on Aldis the entire time. That a message without words. This isn't over, not even close. Aldis watches Drew walk away slowly, reluctantly, like a man denied his fight. But the look in Drew's eyes, that wasn't the look of a man defeated, that it was a warning. Drew McIntyre isn't done with SmackDown, that he isn't done with all this. And he certainly isn't done with the superstar he was originally hunting. And when that suspension finally does end, SmackDown better be ready. If you enjoyed this breakdown of tonight's intense confrontation, security storms the ramp, orders Drew McIntyre to leave. Drew refuses. He declares it's not for Nick Aldis. It's so security can make it home safe tonight. But then from out of nowhere, Cody Rhodes charges in and attacks Drew near his car. A wild brawl erupts backstage. This is chaos like you've never seen on news. Backstage chaos and raw wrestling reaction. If you live for unpredictable turns and explosive rivalries, hit that subscribe button. Now, earlier tonight on SmackDown, the arena was still buzzing when security rushed in to escort Drew out. The tension was thick. Security approached firmly, demanding Drew clear out. But instead of compliance, Drew glared, refusing to back down. As security pressed him, Drew raised his voice. He wasn't walking away for Nick. He said with fire in his eyes that his decision wasn't about some backstage favor. It was about making sure the security guys get home safe tonight. That statement sent shock waves through the crowd. But before anyone could process what that meant, Cody Rhodes burst in out of nowhere and blindsided Drew near his vehicle. Security dove in and pulled Cody off just in time, but the damage was done. The backstage area erupted into chaos as Cody stormed off toward the ring, furious. Now fans are asking, what does this mean for Drew and Cody's rivalry? Is this the moment Drew snaps and goes on a warpath, or is Cody making a statement? Maybe angling for a big title match? One thing's for sure. This changes everything backstage. Scene 5, what to watch for. Keep your eyes on SmackDown tonight. Tensions are sky. Watch for security reactions, possible confrontations, and maybe even a surprise rematch. And if Drew speaks out or Cody gets a promo, you know SUPLEX Saga will break it down for you. Let me know what you think in the comments. Was Cody's attack justified? Is Drew about to lose it? Smash that like button if you want more backstage breakdowns. And don't forget to subscribe to Wrestling News WWE for exclusive wrestling coverage. Hit the bell so you don't miss the next upheaval. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the ring.